Where do I get one of those shirts? I
PS 154, PS 154 Brooklyn.
Yes.
My kids went there. One of them's still there. Shout out to 154 if you're listening.
Yes.
It's on 11th Avenue in Brooklyn, 11th and Prospect. Great school. Can't say enough good things about it. Do great with fundraising. So if you got some bread, share it. They got great programs going on there. Speaking of sharing, so we ended that last segment. Great bit you were talking about. You were just helping friends and family and friends of friends and friends of family, and you weren't considering being a broker, a real estate agent, or anything like that. You were just like, oh, let me help these people. And then your wife was like, you should get your license and do this. You can make money. And you're like, what, me?
Yes, like I was advocating to people the benefits of owning your own home. Because when you don't know, you don't know.
Right, exactly.
You know? And people would look at me like, what? What do you mean? It's like you don't understand it. But when you do own, you get it. After a couple of years, you see the benefits.
Yeah.
So she said, go get your license. So I went and I got my license. But I still kept with the supermarket, you know.
Right. You gotta work them both for a little while, for sure.
So we parked our real estate license with a broker, and my last job, and I must have had my license for about 10 years active. It was active, but I wasn't using it. At my last job with Fairway, when I didn't enjoy doing it anymore, you know, and I said, oh, well, let me go and let me be a little bit more honest. They were looking to cut salaries
at Fairway.
So they some genius at that time said, well, we're going to cut all the supervisor salary because they're overpaid, but not his salary.
Right.
You're right.
Of course.
He was, I think, the vice. Well, I don't want to go into all that detail. So, so we're going to cut 30% across the board. So I went into a meeting and I said to my boss, I said, you're going to cut my salary 30%. Do you cut my job load by 30%? Right. No, you got to still keep doing the same thing. I said, no, you got my 2 weeks notice.
Right.
And that I think that was the turning point for me, where it just, I said, you know what? I've been successful making people money all my life. And that's why I'm making, that's why they're paying me the salary that I'm, you know, but in actuality, when you're working, you're producing, you're actually, I look at it back now and you're actually paying yourself, because if you were not making the money, they couldn't afford to pay me the salary I was making. So I look at it a little differently today.
Sure.
So I took a break. You know, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to go back to do real estate or, you know, activate my license. I think it was 2 or 3 months home. And a broker that I bought a property from, called me to sell me a property. And I says, oh, no, I'm, you know, this and that. And he goes, why don't you come sit in the office and we'll have coffee. And that's how he lured me in.
Right. You're like, what?
Oh, I'm not doing anything.
And I know you like coffee. You're always like, you got any coffee?
Yes. And so we went there, and one thing led to another. It wasn't easy. Again, good things don't come easy.
Sure.
I think the
Especially
first year was a struggle.
Yeah.
But we built a name for ourselves, and we built a great relationship with the landlords and homeowners. And from that, I got my broker's license. And I was very grateful to the gentleman that told me come and hang out with me in his office. We asked him if he would allow us to be partners with him. And I've explored that on many, many times over a year and a half, but he didn't want to do that. So then we went on our own. My daughter at that point now, she had her license.
Oh, wow. Right.
You know, and we said, okay, so we're going to move on.
Man, that's amazing.
And I got my broker's license. Before I was just a salesman license, I got the broker license. That enabled me to open up my own location.
So you said something a minute ago, and I want to share this last little tidbit. This is from Gary Vaynerchuk from his LinkedIn account. Do you mess with LinkedIn at all? Yeah. Phenomenal resource there. And all these things that, you know, this kind of world I've been thrust into over the last few months, dealing with, you know, radio and you know, I've always been involved in business, but the connectivity, the web, that the show signifies, it's attracted a lot of real estate people, which is interesting to me because I've just never associated with them much. I don't own a home,
Right.
I was in one place for 10 years, so I didn't need a real estate agent, but in terms of talk about personal brand, and I mentioned this to you earlier, like you all have been doing it for a while, where and I said this to another lady. We did I told you we were doing like focus groups, like roundtables at Della once a month. I had a real estate agent come on, and it just occurred to me, I'm like, wow, you sell somebody else's home. Like I sell somebody else's wine. It's like packaged already. There's nothing I can do about it.
You do it
like,
well.
I do it well, but it's like, what's the commitment? 10, 20, maybe $50. Like you sell somebody else's home, and you don't know necessarily. I mean, you have to develop an eye over time of like, oh, that could be an issue, or this is solid, this is great. You know what to highlight and what maybe needs some attention. But like, you kind of don't know all. You can't possibly know all the little nuances of that. So it really comes down to you and who you are and your reputation. And this I just thought was a really great tidbit. It says people make buying decisions based on humans. For example, if you're a real estate agent, I just saw this yesterday, which is ironic. Again, the vibes, they're here, man, because you were coming on. If you're a real estate agent, some people literally won't buy from you because they didn't like the way you said hello. Others are more tactical. They'll want to know the specifics of past homes you've sold or results you've gotten and make their decision off of that. First, recognize what your value prop really is. Is it experience? Is it charisma? Is it being detail-oriented? Is it work ethic? For me, I just really like good people and being friends with them and doing business with them. If I were in the market and met a real estate agent who just struck me as empathetic, kind, good person with good intent, I'd be much more likely to buy a home from them. And so I feel like you all have kind of been on that tip for a while, where people like me and other people who have different kinds of businesses, that the revolving door is different. Like when someone walks into my restaurant or my wine store, it's pretty much guaranteed they're going to buy something. How much they spend, it has to do with the number of factors. But it's kind of done. But your situation is much different. And how did that? Was it obvious to you, or did you have to get that from the elder statesman? Like for me, it's just like kind of hit me lately, and I'm like, it's something I've always done, but I never was aware of it really. And I feel like real estate agents in particular, you're active in it, you're aware of it, and working
I think,
with it.
Human beings, we have that barometer. If you talk to people enough, if someone is truthful or not,
right? And
if someone is being honest or not, and
just trying to
if
sell
someone
you something. It seems to me though, like you're really big on reputation.
Our word is our
your
word.
name to be good, like no matter what, and you will make good on that. No matter what happens.
They've been cases where we broke even, just to keep the client happy, or in some cases lose, not lose a lot, but lose because that.
Well, it's because it's the long haul. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not the short
we don't want
term.
to have that bad reputation or that bad. With the web today, people could just smear you and and
but the other
ruin
thing,
you.
The other thing that's happening with the internet too, what I'm hearing lately is that just like everything is getting commoditized, even homes. It's like you can buy and sell a home just online now. So what is or will be able to soon, and if blockchain and stuff like that comes in, like it could eliminate banks. So then what you're left with is just like the raw product, like here's the home and the person, where everything else in the middle is just going to be like a bunch of gray matter. So I feel like I feel like real estate agents and somebody like you in particular have really been doing it.
Yeah, we're selling ourselves,
and chiseling that craft for a long time.
That relationship.
And that my point is like, if you're, no matter what you're getting into, if you're setting off on your own or you're starting to, it is a big consideration. You need to take it seriously. And if you know a good-hearted real estate agent, buy them coffee. Talk to them, especially if they're a little older. I'm not saying you're old, but get some feedback, because I've gotten so much lately out of conversations with good real estate agents
Yeah.
with good people, and they're not all like sleazy car salesmen like I used to think.
Yeah, and whether it be real estate or whatever business you're in,
Closing remark. You got the last word. Go for it.
it's amazing. Everything is possible in the United States. Don't think
Absolutely.
it's not possible.
Right.
Just put the positive effort to do it and run with it.
Man, that's it. That's how we're going to end. Put that positive effort in there and run with it. Thank you so much.
No,
It's been
thank you, Jeremiah.
such a pleasure having you on. Really great.
It's been an honor.
Awesome.
Thank
Okay,
you.
everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Take that positive energy. Get some good stuff happening. Have a great weekend. You're listening to the Entrepreneurial Web.